Hi, this is Mandy Allen from Outsource Explosion, and I'm on the webinar with Keith Purkis from Outsource Explosion. Today we are going to talk to you about our outsource profit plans. Now, some of the things that we mention in this particular part of the tutorials, actually you could buy our upsell, which is the gold pack, which will teach you more about how to use these particular techniques that we're going to explain to you. So thank you for investing in Outsource Explosion. We are just going to go through a few of our own techniques and to talk to you about how we implement them. And obviously you can then adapt them and use your own particular products to implement these systems. So Keith is now going to talk to you about the solution system.
Okay, yeah, the solution system really is about answering other people's questions. So this is basically quite a quick method to set up. You can scale it up easily. All you need to do is find questions on Yahoo Answers or Quora where people are looking to solve a problem. Then you answer them with a solution and a link to your website or blog, which you would monetize. The most obvious one that I use is you'd have an affiliate product for sale, but you could possibly use AdSense or other ad banners. You could have an opt-in link and you can monetize it with a link, or you could actually do a mixture of those. So you can set up a quick review site for free on something like Blogger or WordPress, or you can use your own domain. I would always recommend using your own domain because then you're in control of it more. And I would recommend you outsource this. You might do it once or twice yourself, but then you have to do this on quite a big scale. You need to keep repeating it. So outsourcing is really the way to go. So first of all, you choose a niche and a product. So there's plenty of choices of products. You could go with ClickBank or Market Health if it's a make money online, or like health product, or CPA networks like Peerfly have plenty of offers too. If you're in internet marketing niche, JVZoo or Warrior Plus. But I would say with this particular method, things like make money online, you'll get a lot of competition on answering questions. If somebody posts, how do I make money online, there'll be a lot of competition on Yahoo Answers for that. So you might find you can't get near the top. So I would go for a smaller niche or a niche outside of make money online anyway. Okay, so step 2 is you need some content. Now Fiverr is really good to get product reviews or articles to put on your blog. You really need a product review or a piece of sales copy if you're promoting a product, obviously, because you've got to encourage people to click on your link. I wouldn't just put an article and a banner at the bottom because the conversion rate isn't going to be as good. And then obviously you need to create your site. Now I would use Fiverr because it's only going to cost you $5 to have WordPress set up. And then finally you need somebody to answer the questions. Now I would hire a VA because it does take quite a bit of time and you need to post quite a lot of answers to get significant results, because you'll find some of them will get quite a few clicks and others will get none at all. So if you did like 2 or 3 answers, you might get no results. If you do 10, then a couple of those will probably be reasonable and give you some traffic. So on the scale you need to work out, I would outsource it, because you can get a VA for like $5 for 3 hours on Fiverr, and I mean obviously you can answer quite a lot of questions in that time. You'd probably give them a template where you tell them what to search for. So if you're in cure psoriasis or something like this, you tell them to search for treatment for psoriasis remedy, and then they'd find the questions, and then you'd need to give them an answer, which would be something like, I've seen a few good resources for this. I'd probably put in a couple of examples on what you can do. So for that niche, it might be, oh, eat a lot of fruit and vegetable or whatever. Just put in some proper advice, and then you could put, and for more tips and advice, check out the website below, and then if they're a level 2 answer on your answers, they can put in the link. So you need to make sure that they are. And that's basically all there is to that part of the course.
Yep, that's great. And of course, if you upgrade, we will teach you exactly how to outsource all of these things. So go and have a look at the upgrade now. So we'd now like to talk to you about the product profit formula, and this is a method that can actually involve some quite high costs if you want to outsource everything. It really depends on you how much you put into the outsourcing, as Keith has difficulty sort of delegating some tasks that he can do himself. But obviously if you outsource everything, it means that you haven't got to do that work yourself, so you can use your time doing something else as well. So you get kind of 2 for the price of 1, really, because you're outsourcing to someone to do one task and you can be doing something else at exactly the same time. So Outsource Explosion was actually mainly outsourced. There were very large parts of this product that were outsourced. Partly because some of it we aren't terribly good at ourselves, but also because we wanted to give you as the buyer absolute examples of how best to outsource. So for example, if you look at all the graphics on Outsource Explosion, they were all outsourced. We outsourced the website, we outsourced the JVZoo setup, so it's entirely up to you how much you outsource. Generally, we would use a checklist and choose which things that we would like to outsource. So first of all, you've got to choose your topic or niche. So you look for the item that you're going to create as a product, and you're going to do some research, but again, you can outsource the research as well. So you need to then decide exactly what angle you're going to take, and you're going to buy some PLR. And sometimes we buy 2 or 3 packages and actually take the best bits out of each, because a lot of PLR is not terribly good, but there's some little gems inside if you really go into it. You can then outsource the rewriting of the PLR if you want to, or you might want to do that yourself. One of the things that we found, we got an awful lot of writing done. We outsourced quite a lot of the writing for this product, but we did actually have to do quite a bit of editing afterwards, primarily because some people have a great ability to write, but they're not so good perhaps at spelling or punctuation or grammar. So do be prepared to do some editing afterwards, but again, editing is something you can get outsourced if you don't feel confident to do that. Graphics, as we've said, we outsource the graphics. Neither of us have a particular leaning towards being great at graphics. Affiliate banners, buttons, plugs, anything like that that you want to use, you can get all of those outsourced. Also the site setup. Look at the site setup. Are you very good at creating sites, or is that something that you would want to outsource? For me personally, I would outsource it. For Keith, he might not. He's better at that sort of thing than I am. JVZoo setup, all of that can be outsourced. To be honest, you can outsource everything from stage 1 right through to the very end. Sales page. Now, sales pages are something that you're either good at or you're not good at. Personally, I'm not particularly good at it. So sales page writing and setup would be something that I would outsource. But at the end of the day, it depends how much money you want to put into creating that product. If you outsource all of these items, you can be spending more than $500, so you really want to perhaps pick and choose and do the bits that you can do yourself so that it cuts down that cost. But as I said earlier, if you actually outsource some of the larger parts of it, it means you can do something else, so you've got two lots of work going on at exactly the same time. One of the things that we try and do is we would outsource the bigger bits, the bits that would take us personally the longest to do, and of course parts that we can't do. The other thing you could do is actually team up with a partner. Obviously Keith and I have teamed up, and we both have our own personal strengths. We both have those bits of things that we're very good at and bits of things that we're not very good at. Now luckily for us, we bounce off each other. So Keith is very good at the technical side. I'm better perhaps at the sort of social side and the support side. So we've both got skills that we can use that are not the same as the other one. One of the things that I do generally is I do a lot of proofreading for other people. So proofreading is something, writing is something I can do. But in actual fact, rather than halving the workload, it actually cuts it down an awful lot more than that. We really do have different skill sets, and so we can be much quicker at the bit that we're very good at than the other person if they tried to do it. So that's a little bit about our profit product formula, and so we will now move on and talk to you about the web cache blueprint.
Okay, let's just scroll down a bit, find my web cache blueprint. Okay, so this method involves making cache from ranking sites on Google, which is something I've been doing since around 2000, and it still works well today despite what you will hear many people say about SEO. Now, some of this is going to be similar to the Yahoo Answers method, because step one, you need to do some research. You need to pick a niche, obviously, and a product, and this is by far the most important part, and the success of this plan is going to depend entirely on this section, really, because setting up the site, making videos and so on is not that difficult, but this part you really need to get this right, or your whole project is going to fail. Okay, so I would just find a keyword with a reasonable amount of traffic. I'd go for 1,000+ searches a month, ideally. But not too much competition. If you can get under 200,000 total results on Google, and maybe 200 exact matches, but it mustn't include big sites like Amazon or Wikipedia, because if you try that, then they're always going to end up above you. So you could outsource some of this research. I have done this. But you would need to really check it carefully yourself, because you're going to be putting a bit of money or effort into making this site, and you've got to get this step one done properly. Okay, so you may also like to look for the product first and then find a related keyword, which is another way of doing it. But one of the easiest keywords to rank for is actually the product name, or product name download, product name review. So, you know, I would probably do it that way around. Step two, from now onwards, it does get easier. Next step is register a domain, which we've actually recommended them in the members area. You'll see a banner. Most people tend to recommend Namecheap, but I actually go with Namesilo more now. The reason for that is Namecheap charge you for privacy on the second year onwards. Namesilo, you just pay the same price every year, and it's under $9. With Namecheap, I think it's sorry, it's more like about 15 when you start renewing, and you're probably going to want to keep this for quite a while. So yeah, definitely think about Namesilo. And hosting, well, we always recommend D9, because it's run by internet marketers, and they know about the business, and you know, if anything goes wrong, they always fix it quick. Step three, again, this is a bit like one of the previous plans. You need content. Now, I'd normally go for a pre-sale page, which is sales copy and some related articles or reviews. Again, I mean, you can outsource these easily on Fiverr. And then we come to the site setup. Now, I definitely would use WordPress for this, and I would set up one site with all the plugins you need. and then after that you just clone it to get the to do each site after that. And then you need to rank it. Now a big part of the ranking is actually just putting a video on YouTube and then putting it on your homepage, but you can also do backlinks and social signals. And then step 6, now this is the easy part, you just wait for the profits to come in. There should really be a step 7, which is repeat it. Now that's a summary of the plan. If you need more details on this, I'd actually recommend Google Cash Explosion, because it goes through all of this in so much detail and videos and examples. But I will show one example. Here, if we just go into Google, I've actually typed in my keyword that I'm using. It's for a product called bonus bagging, which is it's actually about joining online betting sites, and they'll give you a bonus for joining, and you can actually cash out those bonuses by betting the opposite on another site. Now, I've never even bought a lottery ticket myself till I saw this product, and I thought, well, I'm going to need to actually try this out before I can do a review of it. So I tried it, and I made, I think it was something like it was at least $500 in 2 weeks doing it. So the product actually works, which is quite a good idea. Obviously, it's a good idea to check it out. You need a review copy at least. But what I'm going to show you here is, this is actually the video that I made for the site. I wasn't even trying to rank this on YouTube, and I've got the top rated video on Google. You can see my name's here and my website. Now, the actual site itself, it is not on the first page, but it still gets sales and ranking. That would make me about 12th at the moment. So it was, you can see it was set up in February 2015. So over 2 years ago. I've done nothing to it since, and it still makes regular sales. So I'm going to show the site. I wouldn't recommend everybody actually setting up a site for this keyword, because that would just make it really difficult for anybody to rank. So, you know, obviously look for your own niche. I'm just going to wait for the site to come up, which it seems a bit slow today. Just waiting. I don't know what, it's probably because we're running a webinar. It's going to take a bit longer to come up. There it is. Okay, so I mean, this obviously gives you a much better example than that brief description I gave. This is just going to have a look down here. Some tags. What have I got? It uses a theme called Site Turner, but this is actually cloned from another similar site. So once you've done a few, you'd, like if you had one in the health niche, you would clone that to do another health niche one. If it's a IM product, you would clone, then just clone the nearest one, because otherwise you'll have more to change. But something like the About Me, that is pretty much going to be the same on every page you do. And let's just have a quick look here. Here's my affiliate link. List of recent posts. There's my video, which I embed. That really helps rank the site high. We've got a tag cloud. This is obviously this is a widget, so you need to get those set up. Just another, another short article I wrote. I'm just going to go down the bottom and see what else I put. Yeah, I put my results. I actually broke down what I did each day. I made 60 pence. Yeah, you have to do a bet to qualify. And then I've actually put all my results in here, and there we are. I made £518.90 in 2 weeks, which is probably about $600. So that product actually works. I've got real figures, so this is going to be a good review, and I think that's why, even though I don't get a massive amount of traffic, I still make regular sales off this one. So that's it. If you want to get a detailed plan, go for Google Cash Explosion, but it's definitely something that's well worth looking at. And I think that pretty much covers it.
Lovely. Well, Guys, we said right at the beginning, if you want to actually learn more about specifics about outsourcing, then do go and buy the upgrade. The Gold Pack will let you into our back end of the product, and you can see all of the videos that show you exactly how we've outsourced. We also provide you with some links to people that we've used who we've found to be very reliable and very good at what they do, so you can go and grab those too. I hope this video's been helpful to you, and it's given you some idea of how we use outsourcing practically on a day-to-day basis. So Keith's there just showing you the links that we have. I think we're currently running at well over 30 links, individual links there, aren't we, Keith?
Yeah, and we're adding every time we get a new gig that works out well. We're adding it to the list, so this could be quite a few more by the time somebody gets to look at it.
Yeah, definitely. And also, you know, within the Facebook group, you can always ask questions. There would be other people within the Facebook group as well. And obviously, we all use outsourcing, and we all have our favourites that we use. So it might be that you or someone else has somebody in particular that you would like to share with the group. So go along to the Facebook group if you get the upsell as well, and join the Facebook group and interact with all your fellow outsourcers. So we hope that's been helpful, and we look forward to seeing you in the group later.